the fermentation on this, meaning like letting it rise, letting it proof, that's the key to everything. So I already made them this morning about 3 hours ago. They've been sitting here relaxed, and I have 3 of them because I'm going to show you 3 items. So you can see this dough right here, and make sure you cover it up nicely. You can see how puffy this dough looks. I love it. Looks like a big fat pillow, right? And when you have it like this, you can see the bubbles inside, and it's sinking now. It's waiting for me to get going on this because it's been sitting here. Take a little flour and just kind of put it on the table. And when you have it like, what we're going to do is just simply do this and roll, flatten it out. You can use a half a sheet pan like this. You could use like a round. Don't constrain yourself to only like a square sheet pan like this. That's what I have right now. I'm going to show you how to prep it too. Anyway, so just go ahead and flatten this out a little bit. You see how easy it is. If you find it's difficult to roll out, remember, just take your time, let it sit, let it relax, but just cover it up, put a little flour on top of it, okay? Take a little flour like this, okay? Roll it out, okay? And it's kind of like, a little bit more space here. And what you just kind of roll it out, you can use it. This is a little bit big of a rolling pin right here, but kind of evenly roll it out. Don't have to go too crazy on it, but keep about like the main thing about this is about like a half an inch thick, nice and you can see in the video right here or in the picture. So when you have this, you can kind of like put it aside a bit for a second, and then we're going to prep the pan. And when you prep the pan, just take a little bit of, actually our olive oil, really, really good virgin extra olive oil. And you can just, when I put olive oil on the bottom, it kind of fries the dough on the bottom. It gives you like a really nice crispy feel to it. I love it. And just kind of use your hands. Good for your hands, not just for the bread, or it's all the way around good. You can also take a little bit of salt on top here and put a little bit of salt. I'm going to take this, lay it on there. Okay. Massage the dough a little bit. It feels so good. I tell you, I've been wanting to do this all day. And just pull the dough out. Remember, you're in charge of it. And kind of like press it into the corners. It doesn't have to be perfect either, okay? Nice, crispy on there. That's what you're really looking for. And what the oil on the bottom does, it makes the dough nice and crispy. Now, obviously, we're not going to bake it like this. Let's top it off with some cool stuff on there, okay? And what we're going to do is, again, I love the extra virgin olive oil on top. Take your hand again, just kind of like rub it in a little bit, okay? Like we say, when you're teasing somebody, rub it in a little bit. Put it on there. And then I have some caramelized onions. And you don't have to over caramelize them because they're still going to bake. Okay, they're still going to be in the oven in there. So don't go crazy on it. Okay, so put a couple of onions like this. And you can just simply take the oil with some onions and fry them out. Oh, this is so good. Add your favorite spices to it. Last week we did a curry spice on there. Really, really good. And with a little bit of cream to it. It's fantastic. Okay, so you have it like that. So I'm doing exactly the same one that's in the video over here. Okay. Kind of massage them in a little bit. And take some tomatoes. And kind of push them in. Randomly. You can do half, you can do quarter, you can, have the whole family get together. It doesn't need to be just tomatoes all across. And it can be for everybody. Somebody doesn't like tomatoes. I know my son doesn't like tomatoes, so I'll keep it clear for him to put his favorite toppings. Kind of push them in a little bit. You see what I'm doing? Like pushing them down. And simply like that. Put a couple tomatoes, just like that. Yeah, looks so good. Okay, take some fresh herbs, and here again I have some rosemary and a little bit of thyme inside. Really, really, don't chop it up too much. Don't kill the herbs. And when you put them on, like a little bit like that, you know, kind of dab them in there so they're kind of like moist. This prevents them from getting burnt on top when you're putting them in the oven. Okay, put a little oil on top of them, just like that. And look, when they come out of the oven, what I do is I put a little bit of Asiago cheese on there like this here. Comes on top. After it's baked, it kind of melts directly into it. It's so good. You got to try this. My favorite cheese is Asiago because it doesn't really burn in the oven. You know, it kind of like gives you like a nice crispy feel to the product on it, whatever you're making with it. So again, simple, easy, you know, for your holidays, your favorite toppings. Use our bread mix. It's so much easier than going out and mixing your own, looking up a recipe, doing all this heck-meck, whatever you got to do. You simply add your water to it. You add your olive oil to it. You mix it up. You let it rest. You make a focaccia out of it. Cool? Everybody ready to go for the next step? All right. Let me move on. Wash my hands a second. And you're gonna definitely like the next one right here. Those are garlic rolls. So, you know, and you don't have to use garlic rolls again. I know everybody gets an upset stomach or has bad breath, but you know what? I gotta tell you something. Garlic is so good for you. I mean, your blood pressure and everything else, I mean, it's gonna lower. It's just really, really good product for you. I mean, that's why the Italians live forever and the Germans. You know, I mean, we love garlic. We put it in everything except the sweet products. Yeah, maybe sometimes. I had a garlic ice cream one time. It was really good too. I know it sounds not good, but it was. So we're doing on the next one are the garlic rolls, and I'm gonna use a glove because I don't want my hands to smell like garlic all night long. I'm gonna have some beers later on, and I don't want that to smell like garlic every time I go like this. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take this. And again, look how nice and puffy this dough looks. Love it. You know, I mean, look at this. This is the beauty of fermentation. It has sitting here for like 3 hours or so. It is just awesome. You know, and when you're doing this and you're fluffing them out, that has created flavor. You know, that fermentation is like when you're brewing beer. I'm sorry to say beer again, but when you're fermenting anything for that matter, everything tastes better. Soup, again, overnight tastes so much better. Dough is nice, tastes good and delicious when it's fermented properly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start rolling this out again. And watch, we're gonna do about like 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. Make some room here again for my major rolling event. These are great. You can make them any size you want. I'm just here to teach you a couple of tricks on how to do them. So, okay, you see what I'm doing right here? I kind of like have a length of it, but turn it this way now and kind of get it into a rectangle, as in such, so you can kind of place the garlic on one side. Look at this here. So I took a fresh clove of garlic earlier and I added some olive oil, put it into aluminum foil, and at that point what I did is just roasted it. Look at the nice color on this garlic. It is so good. Now, you obviously don't want to put a big piece of garlic like that inside of the rolls. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of smush it up a little bit, kind of squeeze the oils out of the garlic. And what I'm going to do with this, again, I'm going to add a touch of olive oil, of course. Mix this up. Oh, it smells so good. You will love this roll right here. This with Asiago cheese and some herbs inside. Oh my God, it's amazing. Look at this color. So this is how we're gonna do simple garlic rolls, okay? Try to make sure you don't have a clove in there. Nobody wants to have a chunk of garlic in their mouth at that point. Okay, you only have to do it like on one side. Okay, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to spread the whole thing. You could put additional herbs in here. Just kind of a little bit of rosemary. Now, when you have this, make them fresh. Don't make them like a day before. You know, you can have them in a shape in a raw form and stick them in the refrigerator overnight. Put a little cover on top so they don't dry out. And then you can kind of bring them out in the morning or during the afternoon and then bake them before your guests come. Hopefully you don't have that many. But your family comes home and bake them. You know, bake them at like 400 degrees. So here we go. We're going to fold this over. Okay, just like that. And bring this together. Make it into a little square. So now we got like an envelope almost. We folded the top to the bottom right there. The garlic is in the center. If you wanted to kick it up even a notch, you put some cheese inside of it, but you don't have to do that. Okay? They taste good just the way they are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and we're going to cut them. We're going to cut them into strips. And these strips are going to be like knots. Don't make this too complicated, okay? Just kind of cut them into strips. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. And just like that. So when you do this, you don't have to, you don't throw out the ends or any of that for that matter. But what you're doing is you're basically taking this and you're kind of folding it over top just like that. You see? And again, let me show you this, like you're folding it around like you make a knot. You can even take the bottom again one more time and go through it just like that. That's called double knot. I actually like that one a lot better. So again, look at that. It goes like this, okay? Then the bottom is tucked through the bottom, one string, and then the other one is going through the top. Can't do that. Come to my school next time, okay? Here we go. Twist it down and over and just like that. Okay, I'm going to do this a couple of times. This is a big roll. You can make them smaller. Don't have to be that big. You know, it's just what you are used to, how big your people are, hopefully. And again, remember this dough is has like what I like to call has lactocor inside of it, which has a lot of health benefits. A lot of health benefits. Doesn't, you know, makes you full faster. One roll will get you there. You don't have to have 10 rolls. And you notice how quickly I'm doing it. It's only because I have done this a couple of times. And last one, look at that. 10 rolls. You can make 12. You can make then even smaller. Okay? But that's all you got to really do. Look how beautiful they are. Okay? Knot rolls. Easy. Easy pleasy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a sheet pan again. And again, we're going to use some olive oil. Take your hand and kind of like spread it out just like that. And then take these rolls and put them nice and gently on there like that. You can do 3 of them like this together. Just like that. Separate them just by a little bit, because honestly, I love when I see on a roll these kind of edges right there. Okay, and when you have them inside, when you break the roll open like this, look how beautiful this looks inside. You know, it's like with garlic lined. It's so good. You don't need to warm them up. Just make sure you freshen them. Should you want to, you can actually take this dough, just like I said, and place it into the refrigerator for like overnight and let it rest. They double in size. That's how you know when you can bake them. Okay, these are gonna actually like almost like double or 3/4 in volume. They will come in. And when they are like that, you can just take a little bit more olive oil, or you can take an egg wash and bake them at like I said, 400, 425 for like 10, 15 minutes tops. and you're done. You're ready to go. I tell you one thing, the smell is unforgettable. I'm doing it every time here in my lab, and it lingers all throughout the entire facility. So really, really good. Check it out. And I'm going to show you and do a little review in a few minutes. So I'm going to wash my hands for a second. I'll be momentarily back. Okay. So we made garlic rolls. We made focaccia. I mean, like I said, it doesn't take you that long to make. It takes you a little bit of prep work, which, yes, of course. But, it's not that bad. It's all of these items will take you, maybe if you make one dough, that's the beauty of it. This one dough is the same for all. It's not different, So I'm going to go ahead and make a cinnamon roll now that has like a pumpkin cinnamon roll with our allulose caramel too. It's really, really good. I mean, that's what these are right here. Check it out. So these have like some white chocolate. That's actually the no-calorie chocolate with our half-a-calorie caramel. I mean, come on. How much more do you want to lose? I mean, if you eat this, you don't feel guilty. Okay? You don't feel guilty. But I want to tell you, you won't eat a lot of it. This will be satisfying like one or not more than one. And you have enough for the family. Okay, so we're moving on to making a filling. So check this out. We make amazing pumpkin cookies, like I told you earlier, and that's what they look like. And it's actually the same, like cinnamon chocolate on top and a pumpkin flavor, especially for the holidays. So I decided, let me just take our cookie, which is a great filling. I said, I'm going to make a filling out of that with our caramel together, trying to keep you slim. Okay. Again, I'm going to use some gloves for this as well. I'm going to make a filling. So this got to be patient, okay? This is going to take a little bit more because I'm going to crumble it up a little bit. And these cookies you can also get on our website. But basically take them and kind of like make like break them up. And these are really, really good. Low calorie, they have all the health benefits to them. They taste delicious. Oh, it smells so good. They taste delicious. You can take a little, now this spice, it's simple. I have a little pumpkin spice here as well. We'll kind of put a little bit on top of there. I'm going to kick that up a notch. And kind of crumble this out. You can, and when you do this, kind of break up the lumps a little bit because you're going to have to spread this mixture.
Good question.
Yes, what do we got?
I don't know if they can eat these on the cookie diet.
No, I don't believe you can. You can't eat these on the cookie diet. We're going a little bit off the roam, to introduce a bunch of different products and kind of like puzzling them together. I hope that answered your question. So you can take this. You can possibly make them a lot smaller. Also, they don't have to be this size right here. They can be a lot smaller. They can be like a quarter of that size. Okay. And I'm just going to warm up my caramel here. And again, this is the caramel, actually fresh batch. That's why it's actually not in the container. But I'm just going to stick this in the microwave for like 30, not even 15 seconds to make it nice and soft. So we're going to take this aside right here. And let me put that roll back up there. Just like that. I don't need any more garlic. Garlic and cinnamon buns don't go good together. Well, who knows? I haven't tried that one yet. You don't know until you try it. A bit more. And let's start off by, again, dusting our bench. I love my new bench. And we're going to take the dough, fold it on there. Don't forget my caramel. Nice and warm. Beautiful. It smells so good. You see how relaxed the dough is, and that's how you want to use it. Even if you're making your breads, regular breads with it, make sure your dough is always relaxed. And, you know, if it doesn't want to go, don't push it. You know. So again, make this like the same size as that I did earlier with the garlic rolls, and what we're going to do is then at that point make the filling, which I'll show you how that's done. Okay, pull it out. Just like that. This kind of square is good enough. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love making cinnamon buns. My son loves them too. So you see what these crumbs kind of look like? That's our cookie. Okay, these are our pumpkin cookie. You could do this down the line. A babka, like a traditional or like a Polish babka, I love it, do it with chocolate cookies, or you could do the same thing and just use that like that, okay? I'm going to take our caramel. Again, pour maybe like a half a cup in there, depending on how much you're making, okay? Maybe a little bit more. That was not enough. Just like that. And you can see how nice and sticky this is. And what I want to do is I'm just going to put it all over the plate. Kind of like this. I'm going to spread it out in a few minutes. This is so good. This is beyond good right here. I mean, the caramel right here, and then the low calorie. I mean, everything just perfectly goes together. I mean, yes, does not go with our cookie diet, but you know, that's not what it's meant to do. Then we're gonna take have a little spatula right here. We're gonna kind of blend it out just a little bit. You don't have to go crazy, because it kind of like when you start rolling it up like this, it kind of all comes together anyway. And if it's too firm for you, kind of like you can also take a drop of olive oil, you know, anything good like that, and put it in there. Yes, okay. So this is actually perfect for like a maintenance, maintaining your diet. It's like excellent like that. So this is the allulose sugar. So that's all you want to do right here. This is kind of like the allulose sugar. Again, 0 calories on this. I'm going to spice it up by adding some spices to it. And now all of a sudden it turns from, wow, that smells so good. I'm going to have to sell this one. Take the allulose, just like that. You can see how nice it turned from a bright white to like a nice brown spicy sugar right there, or sweetener. Kind of go like, spread it on top of this. This will enhance the flavor overall, sweeten it up a little bit more. So good. Okay, now we're all there. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the bottom up right here, kind of like roll it. And what I do is kind of like twist it in there, kind of like just like that. And as you're doing it, what you're doing is you're pulling it and you're rolling it, okay? Then go to the other side and roll it. Try to stay nice in line with this right here. Kind of roll it up, roll it up. You see this here? If this guy's all the way out the line right here, don't worry about it. Just pull this right out here, okay? You're in charge, okay? Roll it up. Smells so good. Now this is not something you find anywhere, like fresh made like this. Roll the whole dough out a little bit, kind of like just even it out. Okay. And then you have this nice even log like this. You can see the spiral, how it has like a nice little spiral in there. That's how you really can tell it's really, really good. Okay, so on the next part right here, what we're going to do is I'm going to take these and take a nice serrated knife if you have. Just kind of like cut an end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut it so they look like really nice spirals in there. You see how that's all around them, and you can tell how it's like kind of like all the way around. Okay? Kind of just cut with your knife. Don't push it through, okay? That doesn't work like that. Just take your knife and cut it through just like that. Don't take all day doing that either. Look how beautiful this is. This is like amazing. You know, it's like when you bite into that, that hole with a little bit of the white chocolate on top is awesome. Really, really good. You can make them again smaller. You don't have to have this size that I have. It's just what I'm used to, how to make it. You know, one is good, one and done. And again, the whole dough right here that I just made is like good for like 10, about 10 of these sizes, cinnamon buns or pumpkin caramel buns. And what I'm going to do, again, the way you prepare it is just basically, I like to bake these actually on a parchment paper so they don't get stuck, because you have a little bit of sweetness going through the whole cinnamon bun right there, and you want to make sure that it doesn't stick on it. And parchment paper is always great to have around. Just like that. And again, use your half sheet pan for it, or I like to use this one right here. It's nothing anything special. But just take your cinnamon buns and kind of like place them on top as such. Again, space them apart about an inch or half an inch. And actually, maybe go a little closer. Just like that. And if you have a little leftover like this, put it aside for next time when you want to put it right back in there. Okay, then, so this is what we're talking about, how easy and how simple it is. You don't have to be a master baker to make these kinds of cinnamon buns. You know, it's simple. Take a little bit of the sugar or sweetener and kind of like top it off. And again, when you come out and you have these, you can, again, put these in the refrigerator for like 24 hours overnight. These are so good. We're going up to the Blue Mountains in around the holidays, and actually for Christmas. And what we're going to do is I'm going to make this. I'm going to bake every single day. But, you know, what I always like to do is make them the day before, put them in the refrigerator, cover them up. And what that does is just really creates even more flavor. And overnight, in the morning, they're ready to go. When you, I mean, this is kind of like morning or evening or whatever. You can bake them whenever you want to. But just remember the timing on this. You want to have them like almost like puff up like 3/4 of in volume. You know, don't put them in like this. Please don't, because then you're going to have like a little, look how nice and tender these are. I mean, they fall like apart like this. It's like really, really easy. See the nice moisture of this cinnamon bun right here. I mean, that's what you were looking for, okay? So with all that said, let me just quickly review. We also have a holiday kit coming up, actually. And I wanted to tell you, that's so cool. And let me just grab this box over here. But it looks like this, right? And it has like so many cool, it has actually, it's a holiday. It has a bread kit in there. It has caramel in there. It has allulose in there. It actually has everything in there. Obviously, I don't have one right now, but I will bring one on the next time around. But check that out on the website. Check it out. Some really, really good stuff. So with that said, please, if you have any questions, if you want to like ask me, you know, how can you make a different product with it? Don't hesitate, you know, even going on beyond this video. remember making the dough and making it's the simple part, okay? Anything you wanted to make down the road with different ingredients, with different fillings, with different toppings, make the roll smaller or larger for that matter. Make a baguette. You know, there's so many things that you can do with this bread mix. And we're very proud of having this. This is so simple to make. And patience is key. You know, and then again, flavors developed with timing and also baking. So again, just a review, when you have these, let them ferment properly, either in a nice ambient warm air. In Florida, you can put them outside, cover it up. They'll be ready to go in a half an hour because it's so nice and warm here. But if I'm up north where it's cold and the fermentation takes a longer time, then it's gonna take a little bit longer. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take 4 hours, but slow is good. It develops flavor, okay? I hope I shown you a nice variety for the holidays to stay healthy, to stay slim. I mean, what we did here, everything is like half the calories, so keep that in mind. And the products, again, the allulose, the coins of chocolate, the caramel, all that kind of stuff right there. Use it in your product on a daily basis. You don't have to use it just for this. Use it on the daily basis for whatever products you're making. Holidays are coming around. People are going to go crazy. Hopefully not too crazy again, but stay safe. You know, that's the key. That's all I have for today. I know we're going to see each other very soon, possibly in 2 weeks again. I will give out a menu coming up soon. So stay tuned to our next show. Again, I'm Manfred Schmidtke with Smart for Life. Love you guys. Stay safe and see you soon.